Hi there traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency with a new update on the euro dollar and pound dollar. Alright, first of all, as always, euro dollar 4-hour chart. Interesting spot here because will the downtrend continue or will there be a larger correction here? And I think it all depends on if price is able to stay below this 115.50 resistance level. A bullish break, I do believe, will start a wave B, and we could see a move up like this to the long-term moving average, which could be a bouncing spot. And then we might see a leg down and a leg up to finish that ABC that I'm expecting in this case. All right, in that scenario, we have a wave A completed here. That blue ABC could be part of a wave B, and down it goes for another wave C. And we might see an expanded bullish correction. ABC in red, as you can see, could complete a wave X. We had a wave W here, and W here like this. And we might see then an expanded wave Y back to the upside. So that could be a pretty lengthy consolidation, in fact, and price might stay in this corrective zone for quite a while. However, if price does not break above this resistance zone, and you can see that the 21 EMA zone is very important, in my opinion. All right, so if it stays below that, and we see actually a break to the downside, that could mean a full-fledged downtrend continuation, and that means that maybe ABC was the entire correction and price might be back in a downtrend. In any case, whether it's a downtrend or just a part of a correction, the target, if price breaks through the support, would be 113, in my view, no, 114, sorry, slash 113.60. Those are the first targets. And then the previous bottom around 113, all right? And if it breaks below that, of course, then we could see even a follow through to the downside. We'll put a whiz level from here, from this candle like that, and let's take a look at the targets. There we go. And we're looking for price to go to the sixth whiz level at around 110.64. So as you can see, the zones are becoming bigger. First of all, 114.40, then 113, and if it breaks below that, we can see an extension of the downtrend. First of all, the sixth level, which is 110.64. So we can see plenty of downside space once we break through these whiz levels. And first of all, of course, the support trend line. So it's an interesting spot. Let's take a look at the daily chart now. All right, we talked about this 5-wave pattern already quite often. As you can see, that could be part of that wave A. Now, whether wave B is finished or not, that's the main question at this point. We got a potential head and shoulders level right here that, in fact, was kind of broken. But if we kind of give it a little bit of a leeway and say, okay, it's more of a zone, then it could still be a right shoulder, a left shoulder, and a head. So we got to be careful of that as well. If it is a right shoulder, then we might see that bigger correction to the upside. First, maybe ABC up, then maybe ABC down or 5-wave down to finish wave C. The ABC we talked about already on the 4-hour chart, and we might see another upside. All of that could be a corrective pattern after these 5-wave down, as you can see like this. So these 5-wave down are probably making a wave A. The question is, has wave B already been finished, or will wave B expand still into the future, right? Expand still sideways, and we'll get corrective swings up and down. I was leaning towards the second scenario, the corrective swings, but the momentum that we saw here caught me a little bit off guard, and I think that it showed more bearish momentum than I expected. So then I was leaning more towards the downtrend breakout. I think it's 50-50 at this time. I think it really depends on whether price breaks through this bottom or if it breaks above 115.50. I think that will give us useful and important info about whether price is ready for a downtrend continuation or if we get kind of a bigger consolidation like this first. Looking at other time frames, I think that there's not much info to get from the weekly. There's just a bearish candle, but ultimately I think it doesn't change perspectives too much. For the moment, as you can see, we're looking at 5 waves up and 5 waves down here. So this could be either a wave 1 or C, and this could be a wave A probably. We'll get a wave B and down probably for wave C, if this is indeed the wave A1 scenario. But that's the long term. This, of course, is taking place over weeks, months, and sometimes even years. So that will take some time before it shapes up and plays out. I think for the moment, though, on the short term, this upcoming week, the key element to look for is 115.50, and if it stays or breaks below actually this bottom at 114.60. So 115.50, 114.60. The breakout, I think, will give us information about whether prices are going to make a three-wave up like this back to here at the very minimum, or if it's going to continue down to 114 and 113 for the moment. We'll have an update on Tuesday, and we'll make new analysis at that point here on our YouTube channel. Now, pound dollar, I think, is pretty much similar in certain ways as the euro dollar. We're looking at 5 waves down here too, maybe, or 3 waves, 1, 2, this is all 3. This could be wave 4 that went back to the long-term moving average, and this could be the start of wave 5. But at this point, we're getting a pretty strong bullish reaction. So to me, I think we need to see a break below this trend line for a breakout to the downside that could confirm wave 5. A break below this support trend line could start wave 5. We should see a break below the third WIS level, 129 support, and we could see a move down to the fourth WIS level at 126.60. And if it breaks the previous bottom, then we can see acceleration down to 122.30, as you can see here. All right, so that's the bearish momentum and space that we could expect. If price manages to break through the support trend line, of course, and develop that wave 5 as we expect, and that could be, we're talking here about weeks and months, in fact, so that's a long-term, of course, wave pattern and analysis. Anyhow, up to the weekly chart, we do see a bullish candle, so whether this will start to wave 5 remains to be seen. We might see an expanded wave 4. We have some bearish candles here, but last week was a pretty bullish candle, so price action is definitely a little bit of uncertainty there from this perspective. One thing is for sure, once again, the key level here, 129 in this trend line, could indicate that bearish breakout, but for the moment, price is moving up. So let's take a look at lower time frames, in fact. 50 fib is still also a potential bouncing spot and resistance level. On the 4-hour chart, the main question is this an ABC correction, or is this completing here a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern? And is that a wave 1, and price is now making an ABC for wave 2? So if this is a wave 2, we'll put a fib from here to here, and key bouncing spots could be any of these fibs, in fact, as long as it does not break above this top. This could be wave 1, 2, and if it breaks this trend line, then it's probably looking like it will make a wave 3, all right, because this looks like an ABC completed within a wave 4, and down we go for a wave 5, and then this could be a wave 1, 2, 3 within that red 5. Now, wave 4s are tricky and difficult, so the alternative is that the wave 4 is not finished, and this was just one ABC within the wave 4. We get another ABC, wave W, wave X, and we have another ABC for Y within an expanded wave 4. Waves 4 are tricky, and sometimes they can really expand a lot further than we expect, so that's something that we always have to be on guard for, and that particular scenario could occur with the pound dollar right here. So if it does expand higher, we'll have to put back this fib like this, and we could expect price maybe to go up to this 50 fib, maybe the 61.8 fib, all right? And we could see an expanded kind of correction like that before this wave 4 is finished. After that, I would still expect price to turn and break through the support trend line and fall as part of that wave 5 on this higher time frame, all right? So let's see how price responds as it makes a pullback here. Is it going to continue with bullish price action, or is there going to be a push up, an exhaustion, and a big wick on the daily chart? Daily candle pattern sticks will be very important here and give us info whether this is a wave 1, 2, and price is going to break to the downside, or is there going to be strong bullish candles pushing through this level? And in that case, we might expect a continuation to the upside. We'll put a fib from here to here in that case. All right, and we could expect price to go to 134.70, around 135 round level, and that could be the space for upside potential there. If you get strong bullish candles, then it's likely to continue for a higher high. All right, so that's the main thing for the pound. Here too, we'll be, of course, giving an update on Tuesday. By the way, one more thing to keep an eye on the 1-hour chart is whether this is a 5-wave pattern or ABC. For the moment, we have 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. So if we get a bull flag and one more push up, then it's actually starting to look more like a 5-wave pattern. Whereas if it starts to fall quickly like this, bounce up and move down, it's starting to look like an ABC up, ABC down. We might see another ABC, but in that case, it's actually starting to look more corrective. And I would expect a continuation to the downside, in fact, is becoming more likely. Whereas if we get a bull flag and a push up, then that's confirming more of a 5-wave pattern on lower time frames. So that's pretty important. If you get 5 waves up or 3 waves up and then 3 waves down, that will give us more info whether the short intermediate trend is up or down and we get the break of the support trend line. This info of the hourly chart will help determine that as well. All right, more free analysis at elitecurrency.com. Multiple updates per day. You can check it out there on our blog. Wish you all good trading. Talk to you soon. Cheers.